Previously, on the Atomless.
Azhaam, he.
Ike. She.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the Patchwork, my dudes.
Everyone, welcome to Wild Times.
You are trying to merchandise the organisms, the specimens?
Sometimes foundations need to change for something to grow. Do you ever think that your foundations just don't fit anymore? Like, you see Lorik, who is one of the board members.
Thank God. I didn't know if you'd be here in time. I don't know what is happening to the park, but things are weird. I don't think Kiskak went on holiday at all. And then there is a shot that rings out as this purple energy is sucked out of Lorik's head, and they fall down. And this huge bolt of energy shoots out and hits all 5 of you. And slowly begin to shrink. Skye, I would like you to make me a will save, please. You are going to take, you just need to write this down, 1 corruption as this zombied curse begins to inflict your mind. The acid has successfully made its way into your bloodstream and is slowly turning you into one of these slug zombies. So that's 2 of 3.
Oh.
How are we gonna tell our friends that that's a 6? Am I a zombie for like ever?
And we're gonna make our way over to Mr. Wilde's residency.
Four creatures sit unaware of their place in a grand plan. A plan made in folly. Plan made of dreams, if such creatures can even dream. These 4 creatures may never know their place. They may die before they find out. They may already be piecing together what their destiny is. But for now, they get on with their daily routine, unaware of any grand plan. Theriac and Azhaam.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You sit on the monorail. It's silent beating against the tracks sways you in your little cabin. You are alone. No one else is allowed in the park at this time, unless they're a very, very specific VIP guest, but since the park's closed, everyone just sits in Raven's Roost. You're going to the residence of the co-founder, Mr. Wilde. They are at the absolute top of Raven's Roost, sitting in the beak of one of the embossed ravens on the side of this giant orb that sits like a second moon looking over Wild Times.
I think Theriac is fairly quiet for most of the ride. Just kind of processing. And still, like, kind of, obviously, like discombobulated. But also, there is, Azhaam can feel a sense of anger coming off of Theriac.
Do you want to talk about it? I mean, if you want, we could just sit here and be mopey. Azhaam's taking out a little file and is just... It is not a pleasant noise, scraping some of the craggier bits off of his knuckles.
I don't feel very respected.
By who?
By most people.
So I live in a planet covered in noxious gas spewing volcanoes. Well, for a while it was. There's these little creatures. They're called Goshawks. They're well, basically, they're a bag with a face, if I'm to put it that way. It inflates with this carbon dioxide, nitrogen spewing gas, goes up above the skyline, and then reinflates with oxygen and brings it back down. Well, it's an oxygen hybrid. It's heavy. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to explain it to you. You're a biologist. A lot of people have a tendency, especially when they come to our planet for the first time, to think them as minor annoyances. But without them, a lot of people wouldn't be able to breathe. I go back to filing my knuckles. Respect is not what's important, Theriac. As much as it's nice to feel it. It's knowing that you are an integral part of this place. I mean, you know, I don't really like love wild times, but without you, there would be no wild times. Who needs respect when you're integral?
I don't agree. I don't think I'm integral anymore. I'm no longer the keystone species, I suppose. They have what they want. They have the process by which to biohack these creatures. After that, what am I good for? A spokesperson? They already have feed for that. I know that they were always driven by capitalist forces, yes. But I would have hoped my idea had some hold. My principles would have hold.
Principles often make way for profit when it comes to people like these. Because we've been told, well, not me, but, you know, galaxy at large, has been told that morality is equal to one's profit. Power is equal to one's profit. And in some cases, more truthfully, safety, comfort, all equal to one's profit. If you're not profitable, you can hardly live comfortably, right? Because we've tied them so closely together. Well, not we. My point, it doesn't matter what your principles are, because your principles are second to morality. And morality, this galaxy's morality, dictates that profit is what makes you good or bad. Look at Saga. Our planet has seen more destruction than most, right? What makes a good person on Saga? According to many people, it's living on the upper decks. Living on lower decks means that you're dirty, uneducated, rowdy, every synonym you can think of, perhaps without exactly saying bad or evil. But nonetheless. And of course, situations like that turn people like Tommy into cruel, hardened people. People like me. Because once you've been told you're bad long enough, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from being bad yourself. Theriac, it's not that your principles weren't good enough. It's not that you didn't care enough. It's that you're fighting against An inbuilt system built over millennia upon millennia. It was going to fall eventually. But you made it last for a very long time. Don't discredit yourself just because other people do. No good ever comes from it.
I'm not even mad about the park. I knew it was going to turn into this at some point. It's looking back towards like the actual wilderness behind Wild Times. It's about that. That's all I wanted to do, was to just try and funnel some awareness and a way for people to comprehend what's going on and stop it from being buried under all the headlines and advertisements and distractions and just...
And so what? It's over now? You lost? Wild Times is now a corporate shill?
It's not about Wild Times.
Mate.
It's not about Wild Times. It's about the wild. You can't replace that.
There are far too many things called wild in this bloody planet. I understand. But that just means you need to find a new tactic. That's all. Then try again. And again. And again. You don't give up until you find yourself locked away for decades. And even then, you think to yourself, well, how do I find a new solution to a very old problem? Giving up, Theriac, is a dead man's game. And you're far from dead. But I get it. You want to commiserate. So, how do you commiserate? Do you soak your roots in alcohol?
I work, I suppose. But...
God, you are. I'm sorry, that is the most depressing thing I've ever heard, and my planet is in ruins.
It's what I do to cope. It's not...
Is it what you do to cope or what you do to hide?
I don't really want to talk about this right now.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut till we get to this Mr. What is he like?
He is loyal if you share in that loyalty with him. He's forward, but also quite the charmer. It was easy to co-sign with him. I'll say that.
Theriac, forgive me for asking. Is your relationship with him more than just professional?
No. It's pretty strictly business. I mean, we've spent a little bit of time just, you know, relaxing when I was first out here on a dune, but nothing really in terms of like one-on-one interpersonal bonding.
Well, he's hoping that they're the right person for the job.
Gardens, I hope so.
Chin up, Theriac. What's the worst that could happen?
I'd rather not think about that.
There is a small chime as the train gets into the heart of Raven's Roost. Mr. Wilde's penthouse is accessed through a lift exclusive for them and some visitors.
Well, after you. Azhaam stands up and he like bangs his fist against his hip. There's like the sound of grating obsidian. That's a bit tight. But do you wish to meet with this person alone?
I'm not sure now is the time to be making introductions.
Theriac, I'm many things, but I'm, one, more than capable of introducing myself, and two, I'm also more than capable of sitting in the back and being muscle. Rest assured I won't talk unless I'm spoken to. Come on.
Alright. And we'll walk forward. Do I need to talk to the receptionist?
There's a specific keycard. It pulls the Wilde Times AI to you as a receptionist.
Cool.
You swipe your card. There is this solid red light that blinks to green as you swipe your card. And then manifesting from a line strip in the floor that goes all throughout Raven's Roost. A hologram of this translucent lion. Purple tentacles. Or humanoid face.
Well, hi there. How can I be of service to you today?
Would like to request the lift to Mr. Wilde's residency.
Right you are. Let me go ask.
Disappears.
I promise you I'll show you the real Subject 1 when this is less chaotic.
Do you think they've got stuffed animals that look like that?
Oh. There's stuffed animals, there's action figures, there's t-shirts, there's hats. The ones with like the
Hats?
little tentacle appendages. And the kids, they wear them and then they shake their heads.
Alright.
I don't really when I can just do that with my bloom.
Yeah, I don't like it. This is a precarious enough situation up
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right this way, Doctor.
And the lift doors open.
You know, my mum used to balance bells on these things to teach me good posture. So if I shook my head too much...
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it were bound... Did I ever tell you about... Never mind. It's not important.
I am interested to hear more.
We can discuss cultural implications of Ifrit physiology some other time.
Fair enough.
You nervous? I see.
Okay.
And as the lift moves to Mr. Wilde's apartment. We are going to move on over. Skye, what have the pair of you? What have the pair of you been up to? There is Skye. You have recently been so poisoned that you lost your mind. You were pretty beat up, and you are there with Skye. Scrap is busying themselves. Actually, Scrap has left briefly. The medicines to speed up the anti-poison process have been delivered, and Scrap is going to the fabricator to come pick them up.
Oh.
So Scrap is gone. It's just the pair of you. Since it's been about 2 hours since Skye you woke up.
I'm playing a game on my communicator, and then I take a short break to text in the group chat. You guys okay? I'm not worried or anything. Delete, 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 delete. And then I send that, and I'm just playing the communicator. Just like, what are you guys up to?
They haven't responded in a bit.
And continue playing my game. I know. I'm not worried or anything.
I am, so that's okay. You do need rest. How are you feeling so far?
If I said fighting fit, would you test me on it?
Well, I wouldn't fight you. But I would, question that because I think it only has been a little bit and you went through quite an ordeal, so.
Yeah. I mean, not the first time I've been brainwashed and lost all sense of agency.
Oh. Do you want to talk about
No!
that?
I don't even want to think
Uh-huh.
about it. Because you've seen what happens when I am confronted with that information. I lose all of my marbles, and I just got my marbles back.
100%. I just figured I'd check, just in case.
No, that's a really nice thing for you to do.
Hey,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, let's maybe at least just get this second round of anti, poison in you before we start testing your bow staffing skills.
Is Scrap gonna be back soon?
He just went to go, grab the medication, so I think he should be.
Scrap comes in, hands full of like drinks and little snacks.
Those
Right.
for us?
Yeah, I know we're not staying, and we have other things that we're probably gonna need to do tonight. But whilst these settle in you, while the medicine settles, Skye, I do want you to eat some food. All right? It's
I want me to eat some food too. I'm
Ah,
glad we're on
good.
the same page. Thank you.
pushes these armfuls of like sweets, and there's like some vending machine sandwiches and drinks and stuff onto the bed. How we feeling? Y'all feeling okay?
I'm feeling much better physically and mentally. The fact that I'm essentially useless is making me freak out a little bit, but I think we're handling it okay.
I mean, you're not useless, are you?
Well, no, I'm never really useless, I get that, but I am still very tired, quite weak. I was poisoned and, zombified by a slug. Cut me some slack, dude.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, hey, if anyone's going to be talking about useless around here, I fully blanked out whilst you two were fighting the Heth back on Helium. So,
You blacked out?
no, I just zoned out. I was not there at all. I joined way
You
too
were
late.
just enjoying a comedy
Scrap.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
but
Scrap,
still,
do
it
you know
doesn't
where
feel
we'd
great.
be? You know where we'd be without you? Me and I, well, maybe not I, but I'd definitely be back on Saga. Everybody else would be on the VA-11.
No. I'm not having this. This isn't a Hey, oh, let's all feel bad for Scrap. This is a... I understand where you're coming from. About what happened earlier, I understand where you're coming from. I just want everyone to know that I sympathize with things and I'm not good at addressing it with words, okay? I know that I'm not useless. I just mean I understand the feeling.
Okay.
Alright?
You get a text back from Theriac. Meeting with the... Oh, sorry. Hold on. Dear colleagues.
Gods.
Azhaam and I are managing. We are currently on our way to Raven's Roost to meet with the other co-founder of Wild Times. We will see if this meeting is fruitful and if we can find any other information from this, and hopefully come out with possibly an ally. Wishing you well, Skye. Theriac.
Colleagues.
I'm reading this over. I'm reading this over Theriac's shoulder as they're typing, and I immediately reply with, "This is not a will, nor is it a last testament. I have no idea why it was written in such a way."
Oh my.
Oh my god, Azhaam, no one was thinking that till you said that!
Hey, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
May I request a narrative bone to be thrown my way?
Sure.
Would Theriac have mentioned the name Mr. Wilde?
Yes.
Or would they have
yes.
not?
I
They
did I
would've?
not say Mr. Wilde? Okay.
No, that's why I was
Yeah,
hoping.
okay,
I was
cool.
looking for that.
Yeah, I
'cause
would've said Mr.
Momo
Wilde.
has a theory.
Yeah.
Momo has a theory that might be absolutely nothing, but it could also make the meeting you're going into very dramatic, and I live for the drama. So, Skye is going to message back. Do we know the first name of Mr. Wilde?
Matt,
Nope.
wait a minute.
You went into business.
Mister is purely a formality, goes by Wilde. Yeah.
I'm like just beginning to wonder if we're gonna go up there and see a robot or a hologram or a clone of Theriac at this point. I honestly don't know.
Oh my god, can you imagine? That would be wild.
No, not
A full Orphan Black situation.
Yeah, so Theriac, you get the text of do we know the first name?
Just goes by Wilde, W-I-L-D-E.
Hey, Ike. Scrap.
Yep.
We might want to be prepared to get out of here really fast.
Oh,
I'm gonna do some breathing exercises.
okay.
Scrap texts. Where did you meet Wilde? Question mark. Were they called Wilde before the park?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is it another Void member? I say that out loud to Theriac. Can't be more of them, right? How many people do they have? Honestly. Seems like every week. Boom, another Void member. Boom, another Void member. Nice to meet you. My name is, I don't know, Parking Garage.
I live in a metaphorical and sometimes literal den of snakes.
Skye,
Yeah?
you do those breathing exercises. I'm gonna try something.
Okay, I'm not doing really well. I think I might have stopped breathing
No.
altogether.
No. I refuse that.
Scrap, remember when we first got here and I asked if they were taking money from the Void and everybody gave me shit for it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was
remember
a good call.
that when we get outta
Precisely
here.
why I'm going to delete Skye's information from the medical record on this computer system.
Give me a computer's check.
Okay.
Scrap, do they have my blood? Do they take my blood?
I don't know, it's entirely possible. People always take other people's blood.
17?
Yeah, you managed to full blast all records.
Okay.
If they're like a Void member, then what, Theriac has just been working with the Void this whole time?
I mean, the Void is everywhere. That's why I asked.
I'm not surprised. They are literally everywhere. Especially in
Also-
this system.
Also, we're not dead yet. We might be overthinking this.
Maybe they left. wanted to just become a company person. We did. We kept our names.
Should I text Hive? I should text Hive.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to text Hive.
I do text Hive.
What do you text Hive?
How did Theriac spell his name? It was with an E at the end, right?
Wilde.
Yeah.
I text Hive WILDE question mark space and then an emoji of a black hole and hit send.
The message goes to send, but is in that like grey space for a bit when it hasn't quite been delivered. And then
Is there an undo button?
a little exclamation mark comes up next to it as not sent.
Because we can't get stuff through to Saga.
Right, I forgot.
Right. We might be okay. This person has clearly worked with Theriac before. We don't even know if they're Void. They might be X.
At this moment, there's a voice call for everyone in the group who is not Theriac. From me, from Azhaam.
Theriac there?
Well, Theriac's with me. I have speaker on.
Scrap answers and then puts it on speaker and puts it down.
Hello?
I'm figuring this is probably better than us just thinking on our own and getting into our heads, you know what I mean?
Okay.
More void, right? Was what we're all thinking.
Yeah, I think so. But it might not be the worst. They might be, like... They've been working with Theriac this whole time, didn't reveal the fact they were Void, or get Theriac involved.
Theriac?
I did not know about Void until literally I met all of you.
Well,
I've heard them in the news. I have no other context for them outside of meeting you all.
Okay, well, does Mr. Wilde ever talk about friends with strange mononyms, you know? Milk shop.
I can't think of. I would have remembered those. It's just other people. Like I know a Jack and a Salak and Jadub and I met Lynn through.
I don't know, Theriac. I have a feeling that names like that could just fly right over your very big head. Big as in you're smart.
Okay. Well, alright, my question is, do we know how Wilde got so much money, you know, with which to fund the park?
They are really good. They knew a lot of people who ended up investing. They were very good at like selling the park.
I see.
To others and big investors who ended up becoming the board. But that is just very normal how business stuff works for other people.
Yeah. I just relay that, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then maybe Scrap is right. Maybe they are ex-Void, and maybe we don't... maybe this won't be as terrible as we're all imagining. Right?
I mean, right now, we're seemingly in an endless elevator up to a Void member's room, so, you know, couldn't possibly get worse.
Okay.
You know,
It is a really long lift. You're right.
he lives at the very, very top. I live actually at the very, very bottom.
Can you leave us on the line when you get there?
Yeah, we'll be real quiet. Here, I know how to mute us.
I mean, if I were... Look, I'm not exactly technologically proficient, but if I was a Mr. Wilde, and I happen to work for Void, and I also happen to have billions and 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 billions of... a lot of money, what I'd probably do is make some kind of blocker you know. But we can try.
Real quick, because I do feel like the lift is about to hit the room.
Well, it's not like
It's a
you're
really
in
long elevator.
It
Yeah.
gets really fucking
Your
long.
lift intuition.
It's not like you're in the lift. Okay. Oh, look, the light's going up. Yeah, we're close.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh.
Skye, what are we doing? Actually, generally, what is our plan? Are we staying here if worst comes to worst?
Body. You're on body duty, Lorik.
I'm gonna go deal with Lorik then.
Yeah, I know that I'm like real weak and stuff, but given the current circumstances, I feel like maybe this isn't the best place.
I agree, actually. We should go and make our way.
Okay, Theriac,
Yes?
don't mention me.
And I'm assuming not mention Scrap or Hive or any other member we've met.
No, I just don't want to be involved in the hierarchy of the Wild Times capitalistic society, Azhaam.
So I should only speak of myself and
Okay,
Azhaam.
we'll just...
I'm muting us now. Bye.
That's alright.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming it means the
Yeah.
line is still open enough that they can hear it. I'm assuming it means we can talk about Aiga as much as we like.
That's fine.
It's a text that comes through.
Just a single text.
Yeah. It's in a really small font.
I shoved my phone in a pocket where it picks up enough so the
Alright.
speaker doesn't get drowned.
What is wrong with me? I used to be so good at being dishonest.
Ding. The elevator's doors open onto this grand room. Huge penthouse. There's a fire. There's like a sitting pit. There is a TV that has some random sitcom on it. A broad man, balding, head shaved to enough to show the fact that they are balding quite quick, but they have a little bit of hair there. In a what is essentially a bathrobe that's done up. Theriac! Oh my god. I did not think that I would see you again. I hope your holiday was good. Everyone who can hear, this is the same voice as the mascot.
Wilde, it's good to see you again.
On a scale from like 1 to 11, how hot is he?
He has an aura. Yeah.
Okay. Solid 7.
Your friend?
Oh, this is my friend Azhaam.
Hello.
Hello. How y'all doing? It's nice to meet you. Do you want a drink? Can I get you a drink?
No,
Come on, I'll get you all a drink.
okay.
Opens up a mini fridge.
I look at Theriac just utterly shocked. He's got a quite forceful personality, yeah?
He's very charismatic. I told you.
I mean, this is more than that. You can barely speak a word in his presence without getting flustered.
Now, I'm excited to hear about why you left us with on opening week with no knowledge of where you went. I'm stoked as hell to hear all about that. But first, let's have a drink. It's good to see you back, pal.
Thank you. And at the mention of disappearing without a trace, Theriac just palms the full glass with an iron grip.
Oh, you seem tense, and you picked up some new friends. It's exciting.
Yes.
I surreptitiously fill Theriac's glass with my glass because I don't drink.
So, first of all, I did send out an email, to everyone on the board and in upper management, stating why I would be gone. I was actually collecting a specimen, of Leviathan's Eye
Oh,
for our collection. I know that we were looking into expanding our menagerie. I know that we have the Saga exhibit, obviously, with a lot of the funding that they wanted to bring about they want to bring in people from Saga to Idun. But we managed to actually capture some of the parasitic slugs, the mollusks that now roam Leviathan's Eye. We collected 2.
well, very good. Look at you out doing field work, just like what we used to do. It's nice to see that passion hasn't died out with all the corporate stooging that has been happening around here.
So you're aware of corporate stooging?
Let me tell you, my friend, I do not have a mind for business. I can talk people into doing it for me, but I am not a fan of it myself. I've never been a fan of big corporations like this, but I tell you what, the money ain't half bad, so I'll deal with it from day to day.
Wait, hold on. Theriac. Wilde. You two signed up together. Without one of you actually being business-minded?
Well, the point of being business-minded is I'm of the mind that we can get other people to do it for us. So we did. Theriac is the mind behind everything. I'm just the person to pick things up. I get us where we need to be. I'm the driver. Theriac is the navigator. I drive us to the destination. Theriac tells us where we're going. This park has come quite a long way since, from the initial idea of what it was gonna be. Quite a lot more money in it, too.
Yes, we wanted to talk to you about something that was a little disconcerting. I believe an attempt was made on my life.
Oh dear. So we're just jumping right into it, yeah?
I don't see why not.
By who?
I don't know. But what had happened was, you know Lorik
I'm aware.
from the meeting.
Finance.
Lorik sent me a written note in my laboratory, stating that he suspected something was afoot amongst the board, and asked me to meet with him at a designated location. Aware of what that might entail, especially did not want to go alone, so I brought the rest of the crew, who I traveled to Leviathan's Eye with, which included Azhaam, to meet him. And very soon after we met there at the location, he was shot. And I'm sure you're familiar with the ray that was used on us and made us. We were able to manage to get ourselves back to regular size, but one of our team members was able to. Part of our crew encountered a cybernetically altered rodent that we use in our testing facility sometimes. Are you familiar?
Not really, no. But go on.
All right. Well, but it was implanted, and it had attached to it some sort of video feed functionality in the implant, and contained this card.
Hand it over. Quickly takes it from you. Looks it over. Is there any connection between this and the attempt on your life?
I'm honestly not sure. But, to my understanding, the purpose of the rodents was for the purposes of recording advertisement video from a worm's eye perspective throughout the exhibits to use in publication. It was largely Feed's idea to do so, since we already had the testing rodents.
They turns and walks off into another room. Although they walk off, you are very much in their house now, so you could follow if you want to follow him. but he does. He walks off into another room. Opens up a door to a very nice, what seems like office, and turns on the desk, which has a screen, holographic screen like raised from it, and puts the SD card in. He looks up, and you, Azhaam, eyes you for a second, and then, I hear you've been getting into quite a lot of adventures whilst you haven't been here. Are you sure the attempt on your life was related to the park?
Well, it could either be that or a one-time accidental association with the Void. But I'm figuring it's probably park-related. I look very closely the moment I mention the word Void for a reaction from Mr. Wilde, and I would like to do a sense motive check. A genetically modified 20.
They don't react, but in a way that reads, they already know that you know.
How many microphones do you have in that lift?
The lift, I ain't got none. I keep myself to myself most times, but I had a sneaking suspicion when I saw you and Doctor, yourself, stepping off of a pretty hunk-of-junk, shit-rattled ship with a young girl, another rat, and type something on the computer. And this person turns the screen toward you.
It's holographic.
It's holographic,
right?
but it's like a physical hologram.
I can't see it.
I think.
In my brain, the hologram aspect is not just light; it's little like magnetic balls that are like hover and then light up. So then people who can't see color or light
Are still
like
able
we
to
can,
piece
Azhaam,
together.
but they can still see it. Yes.
Yeah, or like the inside of an Etch-a-Sketch.
Devices.
Assistive device.
It's like okay.
They turn this screen around.
Yes.
And there is a short email that leads to a picture. It's from an unknown email address. Has the words bounty alive, and it has 500,000 credits. And below is a picture from Weymouth School for the Young and Gifted, and is a picture of Ige. Stepped off the ship with this person, didn't you? Now, I heard that you took an awful lot of money. Did you really think that that wouldn't come bite you in the ass?
I sincerely hope you're not planning on collecting the bounty on our dear friend Ike.
My friend, 500,000 credits is pocket change to what we make here. And, I'm a little indebted to Theriac is all. So, no, I won't be. Because if I was gonna, I think all of you would already be dead. Now, I'm not saying that this attempt on your life has anything to do with this. It might have stuff to do with the park. I just want you to know. Lorik, bless him, that's a shame. It's hard to find a good finance person around. But that seems like a weird casualty. To me.
To be frank, a friend and I were thinking that maybe Lorik wasn't an intended casualty at all. It was an automatic turret that fired at Lorik, and when it did, it fired a bullet with a small chip. A kind that can upload a consciousness into a different device.
That is high tech. Those are hard to find.
That's not something we would readily have available on the property.
Not for my knowledge. I have no idea why we would have one of that on the property at all.
Would a person of Lorik's means be able to acquire one for himself?
Lorik probably could, but I don't know why Lorik would want to do that. It's not a pleasant experience getting shot in the head and having your consciousness uploaded, as far as I'm aware. I don't know why they do it to themselves. Doesn't seem smart at all.
Wait. When did I say shot in the head? I just said shot.
A consciousness chip has to be shot in the head, else it won't work.
I had no idea. Excuse me. I'm a naturally suspicious person.
I understand.
I'm just a bit flabbergasted still. Forgive me.
It's alright. I will say, for the small amount that it's worth, there is the void. There is, of course, the Heth. There's a lot of dangers in this galaxy, and Theriac, I do have to be honest. Business is, especially at this level, probably one of the most dangerous that you could get yourself in. So if it is what you think, and this is an attempt on your life from Wild Times, almost definitely one of the board doing it. Or who knows, maybe someone else who wants to get in or out.
Would you allow me another sense-motive check? I want to see how truthful... Are we being strung along? Is he being truthful? Is he scared? Only 15 this time.
As someone who has been in a lot of very dangerous situations, you actually in particular understand that after a while you get numb to danger, especially at this level. You also know that Wilde isn't worried at all. Almost like they're not involved in this. So they just seem to be giving information freely. What they know, and they don't seem to know a lot, to be fair.
Both not worried enough to be the culprit, but also not worried enough to be a friend concerned about Theriac's safety. Oh, that hurts.
Well, they're concerned a little bit, as they are actually helping. There's no reason why they would ever need to say that tell the bounty on Ig. That actually actively goes against a lot of the things that would be useful for them, so they do seem to be helping. But this is definitely your situation. I'm giving you this. I'm not involved.
Right. Would you be at all against interrogations of the other board members? Investigations? Would that be too far?
Hey, if I sit here and I get on with my day. I'm very hands-off. If you want to go investigate and interrogate the other board members, as long as there are people filling those seats when you leave to do whatever you're doing and this park is still running, I don't give a shit what you do.
But would you be willing to back Theriac up?
In combat? Probably not.
If other members of the board start playing coy and say they won't participate in the investigation, would you be willing to step in and put a foot down?
Force them to tell you what they know? Yeah. People ain't playing along.
And if it comes down between a choice between the board as it is, or Theriac, who'd you back?
There's a lot of questions with a lot of unknowns being thrown around.
See,
Theriac, your friend here, clearly likes you very, very much. Or has just a weirdly strong sense of morals, I haven't quite decided. You helped me here, and you helped me a lot. I am living very pretty off what you have set up here. So, I ain't saying I'm gonna have anyone's back, but the board are just the board. We can find new people to sit in chairs. You're the one who set this whole place up.
Well, I will personally message you as to what the next steps are when that's decided. I do greatly appreciate your input, and I don't expect you to participate in any way besides should there be any resistance to cooperate. That's all I ask. I deeply appreciate your help.
I appreciate that. Well, first, moves the screen back around to them. Pulls up the SD card. There are hundreds of hours of footage on this SD card, segmented off into days. The last day, the most recent recording, is of Azhaam, Ige, and Scrap calming the rat and then taking the SD card out. They scroll back to the first. I ain't saying that anything is going to come of it. If you have basically a recording of the underworkings of Wild Times, that might be pretty useful to scrub through.
Probably, yes. Sometimes the clear answer is not the one you seek out first.
I understand. Well, you could use my desk for the time. I'm going to be up for like another hour or two, so you can use it. Or I'm sure you have a personal device which you can watch the files on.
I wouldn't want to solicit any further than I already have, so. And we'll extend out a hand for the card.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They remove the card and then hand it back to you. Well, best of luck, the Theriac. Hope we don't have to meet again. To you, as Theriac, you're always welcome here.
I appreciate that. Well, expect a message soon, I suppose. And then we'll finish the rest of the drink.
Which is double because it's also Azhaam.
Yes. A nice double shot from a tiny little garlic bulb.
Tiny garlic.
with a cracked peel. Oh yeah, that whole time had the cracked peel like all across the face.
Yes, of course.
All right. Thank you again for the drink. I appreciate that. I appreciate you very much. You're very nice.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You too. You're very smart. All right.
If I may
Get
be
out.
impertinent and bold, while everyone's complimenting each other, why Wilde?
Before this was Wild Times, the park. This was just Wild Times, the facility. They used to bring upper deckers here. It was just a housing place, and I was brought to take out one of those upper deckers. I did so, and it's not as easy to get off this planet as it is to get on. So, started being cleanup crew. Now look at me. And gestures to the window next to that office, which is overlooking this like whole theme park. Ain't done too bad for myself.
Seems a bit lonely though.
Azhaam,
If you're with yourself and your own thoughts, you're never really lonely. Only sad men say that.
Only sad men do. And I follow Theriac.
Both leave. Now Skye, I, and Scrap has all heard this conversation. For the most part.
Ike, I'm so sorry.
Well, it's fine. He doesn't seem to want to do anything about that. We will just have to deal with the rest of Void.
It's actually really lucky that you guys have met 4 Void members, and they've all been chill, actually. It's great odds.
Right. Well, school, definitely
No, yeah, school and track,
Wants-
they suck. Yeah.
wants
I
us
forgot we met
dead,
them.
but they were sort of not working at full capacity at the time that we met them. So,
And your capture thing says alive, and not dead.
Wait,
So-
why do they want you alive? I thought it was because you took the race money. Do you have something of theirs, or...
well, I didn't want them to be able to find Dr. Theriac because Dr. Theriac was very nervous about being captured on film and the publicity and things because of, I don't know, I didn't know why at the time, but now I guess it's coming together. And so I did the thing that I do sometimes with computers, and sometimes, most of the time when people find out about that, they are put off for various reasons, but then sometimes people...
Want to use you?
Right. So, maybe me doing that is why they don't want me dead?
That's not gonna happen.
Well, I'll be alive, so...
There are things worse than dying. It's not gonna happen. So we don't need to worry about that right now. How about we go find a dead body?
Let's...
Fuck.
Yes.
Skye, can you unmute us?
Are we good to... unmute.
What's the plan? What are we doing? We're gonna go do the body. What are you two doing now? Do we need a meeting?
I think a meeting would be beneficial.
I'm thinking maybe Wild Times might deal with the body themselves. Do we maybe want to go meet up at Theriac's place?
Oh, yes, you should come to my residency at Raven's Roost.
You want to text the address?
Check where the body was just in case.
Okay.
And then we can meet at Theriac's place.
I can run and check on the body, and I can come meet you.
And I text the address.
I can go twice as fast as you.
You are very ill.
You need to take it easy unless there is an emergency. We need you in fighting shape.
Theriac, you got a couch, right?
Oh, assuredly.
The way you said that made me immediately picture Theriac's apartment as just couches.
Oh, I got couches.
Oh, I got couches.
You
You ain't even seen a real couch before.
Theriac doesn't have an apartment, it's just a department store that sells couches. It's just...
It's just the furniture section of Home Depot. That's it.
I gently cover the microphone. When you say you have couches, do you have a couch for... Am I gonna break your furniture?
No,
Oh, good.
no. My furniture is designed for people even larger and heavier than you are,
Yeah, good. Because I could use it now.
and you will not need to worry about the ceiling either.
Hey, Azhaam, we really need to teach you how to mute your communicator, because that doesn't work. But we definitely heard all of that. It was just like a little muffled.
So what?
I cover the microphone again. It just makes me feel better. That's what's important. And then I'd cover the microphone.
I understand.
Well, I know a lot of people and drugs make them feel better, so I don't know if that's the best ideology to have, but okay.
Anyway, let's meet up at...
Let's meet up.
Yes.
I'm gonna go deal with the body. I'm gonna go make sure it's still there. Everyone go meet it back up at Theriac's.
Okay, and are you gonna be okay, Scrap?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you home by 11.
I buried 1,000 bodies. It's already 1. I can assure you I'll be back by 11.
Okay.
All right.
I want messages throughout the night. Please and thank you.
I will stick to my phone.
All right, I'm gonna
take the bag off my IV and I'm just gonna stick it in my pants. I say, let's go.
The three of you leave the med bay. Skye's records are like completely wiped out. Scrap breaks off when you leave, and you two make it onto the monorail. Azhaam, Theriac, you go down the elevator, cross to another. Has the same.
Well, howdy there. Where would you like to go?
You swipe your card. The doors open. No checking because it's your room. In about half an hour, everyone manages to make it to Theriac's apartment. Theriac, would you like to describe what your apartment looks like?
Oh, baby. So Wilde lives at the very, very top of Raven's Roost. So he has a full view of the entire facility, top to bottom. Theriac is at the very bottom of Raven's Roost, below ground level, and actually extends outward into the sea. It is a domed domicile that's built in conjunction to the reef without destroying it, so it like bends around where the reef is. Even at night, it's fairly active with nocturnal fish, and you can even see like sharks and other aquatic life sort of swimming around, some baby turtles. It is spacious. It is extremely tall, considering it's an underwater area, and it seems large enough to even house some of the bigger animals at wild times. There's an entertainment system. There's a very large computer set up with like a 15-foot screen and like lots of little screens on the side. Big old swivel chair, a nice bed, couches, kitchenette, dining area.
Like a wild amount of couches. Too many couches.
There's like 5 couches.
That's a lot of couches.
And the lights are actually bioluminescent. So that's Theriac's place.
Nice.
Azhaam wanders straight in. Rolls up a pillow into the shape of a cylinder, tucks it behind his horns, and lies down on the couch with an audible groan.
No, Dr. Theriac's apartment. I think it took us to the Lido deck instead.
No, you're at the right place.
I like the lights. That's nifty.
You live here?
This is where I live when I'm not at the lab.
This is so dope. I almost said wild. That is an amazing computer setup, dude.
It runs YNet like nothing else.
Don't take us the wrong way, yeah? You are exorbitantly rich.
Not true. I'm not rich.
I mean,
They were just very, very kind with furnishing.
This is rich.
Theriac, if this
This is
isn't
niche.
rich,
I have none of the money. I paid for none of this. My checks are, compared to Wilde's, quite small. Even compared to the other board members.
Why is that?
I donate a large amount of my income to actual conservation research.
Oh,
I mean, it
Of
probably
course.
helps that you don't have to pay for this place, right? You probably got lots left over to donate to conservation research. Hey, I take the IV bag out of my pants. Do you have like a
Oh my
lamp or
lord!
something I could-
You have to. It has to be elevated so that it can drip down. It's a drip IV.
I was wondering why
Oh,
it was a
hold
little
on.
lightheaded.
Runs over to the closet, pulls out a closet rack, and just hangs it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's on like a coat hanger.
It's just on a coat hanger.
I'm gonna lie down in the closet. Oh wait, can I, as you're walking away, small garlic bulb, I'd like to just tug on your lab coat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I think we've all had a long night. I'm going to set up just extra security measures before we go to bed. Finally get some rest.
That does sound like a very good idea. Very smart.
There's a slight tearing sound as a little shift in Azhaam's sleep causes one of his horns to slightly rip the couch. He's already fast asleep too.
That's fine. We can stitch it up. Does Scrap come through the door?
Yeah, you all get a text saying, body's still there. People haven't seemed to notice it yet. Come back? Question mark.
Come to Raven's Roost. Come to bottom floor. My domicile.
After about 40 minutes, there's a ding, and Scrap's like, "Holy moly! Good lord! Feel like we're gonna summon the galaxy's greatest superheroes."
Who knows? We could be.
I guess we're turning in for the night.
Yes, I'm going to be setting up extra security measures to ensure that we aren't perturbed in our sleep. We can get some actual full rest.
I do want to just say, I know that this is a must be very scary situation, and I know that you want to stay here, or I don't know if those plans have changed, but you do always have a seat on the Patchwork. You know that, right? If you want to just get up and get out of here and try to fly away from all this mess, we will always have your back.
I appreciate that, Scrap. I would be lying if I said the past 24 hours haven't made me deeply reconsider. I thought coming back would be a relief, and it's been nothing like that.
Alright, well, come on, we've had a rough day, so we'll sleep, and then we'll get that meeting, okay?
Alright.
They like pat you on the back as they walk off.
Yes. Oh, I almost forgot. We can pull out. These aren't couches; they're futons. And then we'll like pull out the bottom, and it like extends outward for you.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. Are you all right? I know I didn't understand the school bounty thing, but are you okay?
Oh, that's quite low on my list of worries right now, actually. I'll...
A bounty for you for 500,000 credits is not at the top of your list?
Not right this moment, no. Theriac, I'm very sorry about Lorik, and I don't know if I made a very good decision. And
regarding what?
well, I found that chip thing in the bullet. It was sending some data somewhere, and I became very afraid that that was going to put you in more danger somehow, or all of us, maybe. And I didn't really understand what it was. So I stopped it from sending that data. But now I'm worried that I'm the one who effectively ended his life.
What?
The data on the chip is like uploading someone's consciousness. That's what Scrap said.
And you're saying that you killed him by preventing that from completing its designated task?
That's... well, that's what Scrap and Azhaam have basically been, saying is what happened.
If Laura... okay, first of all, shooting yourself in the head with a bullet that's designed to upload your consciousness to a cloud, that's it's pretty bonkers.
Right!
Scientifically.
Well, okay, that is fair.
You agree with that posit, yes? Would you also agree that in doing so, he understood that by shooting himself in the head, in the cranium, he risked dying?
I suppose. But then, I suppose. I just wish I hadn't made that decision.
No, I understand. I understand that it's... in the moment, it's morally complex. Yes. And that taking a life is not easy. No, never is. Never should be.
She reaches a hand out on Theriac's arm, quite gently. Theriac, are you okay?
I'm very, very stressed. I really thought coming back here would just be returning back to the laboratory and continuing more maintenance of the park and exhibit planning, and I wanted to show you, we have a saga exhibit.
Oh. I would like to see that when we figure out how to make this safe again.
Yes, when it's safe.
Mm.
But I'm glad that I'm glad you're here.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're not alone right now. I wouldn't want that at all.
I don't think I'd want it either.
That's good.
Theriac will use their hand and grasp Ike's and just kind of squeeze it.
We should get some rest. I think we're going to have quite a bit more to figure out tomorrow.
Yes. Very much so. I will leave you to your your cycles.
I'll talk to you in the morning.
Yes. I'll see you in the morning. And then Theriac goes to the big ass computer that faces away from all the beds so that no one else has to deal with the glare of the blue light while they're sleeping. And works on maximizing security for the night.
And as everyone drifts off with conspiracies afoot, possible new allies, there's a lot of danger on every turn. We're going to call our session there, gang. Oh, would you look at that? It's a new episode all cleaned away. It's been a bloody while. I apologize, gang. I have got a brand new job. I'm moving to Canada, so me and beautiful, wonderful Momo O'Brien playing Skye, we can finally shack up. And I had surgery as well, so that's why this week's episode is super late. And that's why next week's might also be super late, but it might also be coming out just next week. Who the bloody knows? Anyway, hello, beautiful, wonderful souls. Thank you so much for listening to the Adamless. I'm going to do my few quick thank yous. Going to get onto our regularly scheduled programming. Our music today was provided by Artlist under their fair use license, and our soundscapes were provided by Michael Gelfi, again under his fair use license. Visit both of their patrons, because our show would not be what it is without them. And by both their patrons, of course, mean Artlist's friggin' website, because they don't have a patron, they're a full website. Thank you to our hosts, the Welcome In. If you want to listen to the full version of this episode, go on over to their YouTube, where you can find all the unedited Atomless and all the other beautiful, wonderful shows that they have. Players today were beautiful, wonderful Momo O'Brien playing Skye, Super Dylan playing Ignon Lee, Werewolf Fields on socials playing Azhaam, and Andre Riviera Art, who's playing our little bit of a romance garlic today. The scene with them and is literally so soft. It makes me the happiest little boy all around. It's beautiful. I have also been Matthew Ekberg, Captain Krail. I'm Matthew Ekberg on socials. Go follow me there and tell me how much you love and or hate the Adamless. All engagement is good engagement. Thank you, beautiful, wonderful people, so much for listening. And I hope the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you are there to fly with us. Thank you, gamers.